sure you've got lots of space around you, no hazards and no pets. Wear something active that you can move in freely. Don't forget to have your water bottle handy and take regular drink breaks. And don't forget you can always adapt the exercises to suit you.
This intro is funny because I literally just said bye to you from the other vlog 2 seconds ago. So the last time's Sunday stretch I literally just filmed. Hope you enjoyed that one. Here are the next 8 or so stretches. If you didn't see that video, it is here. And if you didn't see it as well, I just said to do the stretches at your own pace. Don't push yourself too hard. They are just my stretches that I like to do. And follow me on Instagram because I post one every Sunday, a Sunday stretch with a little description of what to do and how it benefits you in dance. Don't forget you can pause this video if you're doing it in real time and you want to hold these positions for 30 seconds, just press pause, do your stretches and then move on to the next one. Grab some water if you need, grab a mat if you need, and then let's get going. Oh, pop a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Our first stretch is for our sides, so we are just going to start with our feet apart and our arms stretching out to the side. Really plant those feet down nice and strong. Squeezing everything, we're just going to tip over to one side, bringing this arm up and over and the other arm underneath. If you need some extra support, you can have your hand on your hip, but if not, squeeze everything and just tip over to the side. This is our stretch here. So just holding it nice and strong here. What we don't want with this stretch, I'll just show you towards the side, is we don't want to tip forwards or tip backwards, that's hard anyway, or this arm. We don't want the arm to be over here, that's not stretching everything. It needs to stay almost attached to our ear, just as we tip over, no twisting or leaning, keeping everything up and over to the side. Don't forget to do the other side as well. And then if you want an extra advanced stretch, I don't think I popped this on the Instagram, so here's a little YouTube exclusive. Hold on to this other hand, the hand that's stretching over, hold on to it here, and we just want to pull that way a tiny bit more, just for an extra stretch. Only small, if it hurts, stop, but just pushing over, pulling over, sorry, with this arm. Again, not twisting forwards or backwards. Just stretching. It's hard to talk while you're doing that stretch. This one is great for after you've done some ab exercises, anything that uses these side muscles here, just to stretch them out and also to increase flexibility of your back for movements where you might need that. For our next stretch, grab your mat if you need on the floor. We are stretching our legs, so you will be able to feel this down your calves, your hamstrings, all the way down your legs. So sitting on our mat, I'm going to show you to the side. We just want to put our feet straight out in front of us. Now the most important thing about this stretch, actually there are a few important things. One of the important things is to keep your knees squeezed down to the floor. So with all my kids I say put some glue on your knees, stick them down to the floor, so we don't want any lifting of our knees. We want to keep them straight and point our toes, keep them really stretched. We are just going to reach for our toes. If you're here, that is fine. If you're here, that is not fine. The thing we want is to stretch our back. So instead of pushing from here, like getting your head to your knees, we want to push from here, this lower part of our back, to stretch forwards. So you might only literally be here. That is fine. If you can feel it stretching, to be fair, I haven't stretched much today, so I can feel this already. You want to stretch from here, keeping a nice elongated back. Just stretching forwards, reaching for those toes, keeping your shoulders back as much as you can, and a nice flat back, stretching forwards. You can put your head down to try and stretch more, just as long as you're not curving this way. You want to be pushing from here, stretching that way, all the way down. Don't forget to keep those knees straight, like I said, and an advanced version or a harder stretch is to flex your feet and reach for your toes, again keeping this stretched here, and if you can, link your hands and reach around your feet, which I cannot do right now. So just stretching from here, pushing from here, nice and straight. This stretch will help with any movements that are using your legs going forward, so kicks, splits, anything like that, even forwards leaps. Just stretching out these muscles all down here are really good for anything really to do with jazz technique, just making that forwards leg as flexible as you can. Our next stretch is a quad and hip flexor stretch. So we're just going to, I'm going to show you to the side to begin with, so I can hold on to this door handle. You might need something to hold on to begin with. If not, just stretch your arm out to the side. Stretch your arm out to your side, squeeze lots. So we're just stepping on one foot and holding the other foot with our, the same hand with the same foot. So we are squeezing here. This is what it needs to look like from the side. So just squeezing this foot towards our bum. If you're here, don't worry, as long as you can feel it. If you can squeeze it towards your bum, great. We want both our knees touching together. So this isn't going to do anything. You want to squeeze them together, pulling in that leg, and you really want to push this hip forwards. So not twisting it, just pushing it forwards so that you're feeling that stretch here. If you can't feel it, really work to push that hip forwards. Don't forget to try on the other leg as well, so you can get into this position. It's not the nicest to get into. Just grab your foot, squeeze your knees together, pulling that foot towards your bum and pushing that hip forwards. This is great for these hip flexor muscles. If you watch my other video, similar to this stretch like this, it's working on increasing the flexibility or stretching out these same hip flexor muscles. Great for leaps, splits, anything that's you need this leg to go backwards for, scorpion stretch, anything that you need this leg to go backwards for. Really great as well if you have been sitting at a desk or sitting down all day, like on a long car journey or something, because these muscles get tighter here, so it's really great just to stretch them out. I love that stretch. The next stretch is for our arms, so we're just going to start with our feet apart, and I'm going to take one of my hands across my body and the other arm is going to come up here like this. Now you want to try and keep this straight arm straight and this shoulder down. That's the most important bit. If it's up here, it's not going to do anything. This is a nice angle. Just pushing this shoulder down. So stretch this arm, pull it in with this arm and keep this shoulder down. You should feel it all down here on these muscles. I mean, it doesn't make your arm look attractive, but it feels good stretching it. This shoulder here as well is getting a good stretch, so just keep that push down here and breathe into it. It's nice to just stretch like that before doing the other arm. Again, pushing that shoulder down and pulling it in here. You don't want to collapse this arm, you want to push that one to keep it straight and pull it in here. This is great for stretching our arms after doing any arm movements, and just again to increase our flexibility around our shoulders and our arms. Our next stretch is a back and ab stretch. This is great for after doing any ab workout. I do this every time after ab workouts just to stretch out those muscles once you're finished. And also it's great for your back and to work on your back flexibility. So we're going to be starting on the floor, lying on our front. Just keeping your feet a natural width apart, so don't take them too wide, but don't squeeze them together. Just a natural width apart. You just want to start lying down. Now we're going to put our hands near to our shoulders, just underneath here. We are going to push into our hands and stretch up here. We want to try and keep our hips down, so we're not lifting here. We are just more curving our back. So keeping just our leg down, our hips on the floor. You can adjust your hands to move back further if you need. And we're just stretching here and look up to the ceiling will really increase this stretch. You'll be able to feel it, especially when you do that with your head, all down your abs here and also in your back. If that's too much, just come here. Just, I think it's called a cobra in yoga, I'm not sure, I don't do yoga. Keeping your elbows in, just looking up to the ceiling, but I like to stretch my hands. Really looking up, it helps. I don't know if you saw that, if you just relax your bum, just to help stretch those back and tummy muscles. Try to keep your shoulders down, so pushing down and looking up, and then if you need, you can just push up a bit further to look higher up. It is nice to do this stretch afterwards, just for your back. I talked through that back stretch in my last Sunday stretch video, so have a look at that. Just as a nice release for your back after stretching it so much. Our next stretch is a little stretch for our neck. I only suggest holding this one for 15 seconds. Really breathe through it, and if it hurts at any point, definitely stop. So we're just going to start with our feet apart, just taking our head over to one side. Whichever side you've taken your head over, use that hand to just gently rest on top. It's really important that you don't pull your head, you're just resting it. It's just a bit of extra weight to help you stretch. If you've done this and you can feel it stretching, don't use your hand on top. We want the other hand stretching down to help elongate and pull that muscle. So just like this. If that's fine, then stay there. If not, rest your hand on top. Don't pull, just rest. Keep breathing and only hold for 15 seconds. Don't forget to try the other side. Again, this is great if you've been sat at a desk. I'm saying that because I'm doing lots of video editing right now. Or just if you're feeling a bit stiff, maybe if you've woken up, just do a quick stretch. But don't pull, just remember that, that's the most important rule. Our next stretch is for the back of our legs, mostly the lower leg, this calf muscle and the Achilles tendon. So I'm doing that because I don't like ankles. We are starting with one foot in front of the other, both feet facing the same way as if they're on an imaginary line. You don't want them too far apart. Once we get into the stretch, you might want to adjust your feet to feel it more. I'll show you that in a second. I'd say leave about a foot length gap in between both of your feet. So we want to bend both our legs here. I can feel mine immediately. I've got short Achilles tendons, I think. That has not been diagnosed. That's just me thinking that for myself. But bending both our knees and pushing both our heels down into the ground. If you're doing that, you're not going to feel anything. So keeping both our feet down and just bending both your legs. I love this stretch. I can really feel it. On the back here, I'll show you where here, my Achilles tendon and the bottom of my leg here. So just keeping both feet facing forwards, bending there. I can really feel that in the back. If you can't feel it, then maybe your feet are too far apart. Bring them in together. Not all the way together, just about that far apart. Bending here, just holding down like this. Don't forget to try the other foot. This stretch is great for if you have been on a run or if you have done lots of cardio on your toes. It's great to stretch out the back muscles here and the back of your legs. Really good for that back there. I'm sure most of you, if you've done lots of cardio on your tiptoes or running or things like that, you will definitely feel it in the back of your leg afterwards or the day after. So if you just do this stretch here, then that will help. The last stretch of this video I'm actually going to show you on a diagonal, so hopefully you can see some more. It's for your hips. It's a really great stretch and it doesn't require much effort at all. So we are going to lie down on our mat, on our backs. We just want our feet hip width apart, just planted down. We are going to lift one leg, so I'm going to go with my left leg, across onto our right leg. So just resting that heel onto just below your knee there. This might be a stretch for some of you to stretch here. The only important thing is to not twist any hips. We just want to stay in this neutral position here, lift this leg, keeping everything here and turning out that leg as much as you can, pressing that knee down that way. To increase the stretch, we're going to take our left hand, so whichever leg you're using to stretch, you take that same hand and feed it through the gap in the middle, lifting up your other leg and you're grabbing underneath there. If you can't reach, don't worry, just try and pull your leg here. If you can, hold underneath and you want to pull this leg in towards you. Don't rock up taking your bum off the floor, keep it down and just pulling this leg in, keeping this leg turned out with no twisted hips. Lots to think about, but it's such a good stretch for round this muscle. I'll show you on the other leg in a second. So you're just pulling it in here, holding here, close your eyes, sing a song, have a nice break. It's such a nice stretch just to lie here and do. I'll just show you on the other leg so that I'll show you where you can feel the stretch. So just keeping both legs down. This is my right leg this time coming up, right hand through the middle, grab behind my left leg, pulling in. I can feel it all around here, around this hip muscle here and in your glutes as well. Great for your bum to stretch that out too, and really work on your turnout, pulling that in like that. This is great for moves such as plies or box splits or box jumps, really working on our turnout there. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that has been helpful for you to get some more stretch ideas. If you are on Instagram, make sure you go and follow me, because I post a Sunday stretch picture every Sunday with description of how to do it, what benefits there are for dance, things like that. And I'm going to keep going, like I said in the last Sunday stretch video, and I'm going to keep going till I run out of stretches. So definitely go and follow me there so you can keep up with your stretching. I hope this has been helpful, though it's definitely easier explaining it in a video rather than just on a picture, typing it all out, trying to explain which leg to use and things like that. So hope this has been helpful for you guys. Make sure you smash a big thumbs up if you have liked it, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys soon.